Let me ask you something. If there were a way to perform better, feel more energized, and actually slow aging, and it didn't require meds, morning ice bath, or 5 a.m. routine, would you try it? Because actually there is, and you already have the tool. You're probably just using it wrong. And it's the way you speak to yourself. And today I'll show you how to upgrade your internal dialogue so your brain and your body and your leadership all follow. Friday. Hi, I'm Dr. Kirsten, a former heart surgeon and international managing director, and now your go-to for all things longevity, leadership, and living better. And if your idea of self-improvement doesn't involve quitting your job, moving to Bali, or microdosing in the woods, you are in the right place. And this episode is for you if you're a high performer but feel like your stress is catching up. You want to improve energy, focus, and your resilience. And you've heard of mindset but want to know what actually works, backed by neuroscience. So let's talk about how your self-talk rewires your brain and why it could be your most powerful longevity hack yet. So let's start here. What do you say to yourself when things get hard? Be honest. Is it something like, oh, I'm so busy, I could scream, or this project is killing me, or I hate the stupid thing I still have to do? You've heard it, and I've said it, you probably said it, but here's what's wild. Your brain doesn't know you're joking, that it's not that serious, because your brain just hears the language, zero interpretation, and it responds to it as if it is true. Because when you're saying, this is killing me, your brain hears, whoa, danger, threats detected. So it activates actually an area in your brain, the amygdala. Your stress hormones spike and you stay in fight or flight mode. So that means really, really activated. And the more often you say this kind of language, and the more often you say it actually, the more you reinforce those neural pathways. So that's actually what we call neuroplasticity. And that's actually the brain's ability to adapt to what you repeat. So what we're doing in saying, oh yeah, this project is killing me a couple of times. So when we're talking with different people, we are actually rehearsing stress and we are wiring our brains to stay anxious and reactive by default. And actually, that's the last thing we want if we want to have a clear head, want to leading with clarity, and want to live a happy life. Maybe I'll give you an example about myself in my private life as well, because we were just talking about your work life. Oh, I'm so busy, or this project is killing me. But in my personal life, I have the same things. For example, I hate packing. And I always used to say, oh, I hate packing every single time before a trip. So it's that really dreaded task. And I made it even worse in saying that a couple of times a day. So, oh, shit, I still have to pack. I don't want to. Until one day, I tried to reframe it and said, oh yeah, actually, I got to pack because it means that I get to travel the world. And that's a good thing, isn't it? So it sounds pretty simple to make the switch from I hate packing to I get to pack. But the shift is in the emotion, because the first one, I hate packing, creates stress in your body because of that phrase. And the other one, I get to pack, creates gratitude because your body thinks, oh yeah, that's a good thing, and creates joy. So that's how we can rephrase and reframe our brain as well. And it's probably the same when I run. So I recently, signed up for High Rock, so I have to do a lot of running. And I hate running. Yes, probably say it. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say I hate running because my body takes it as serious as it is or as it isn't, but as serious as I say it and he hears it. And I've probably been saying I hate running for years now. So probably my brain is all about, no, we don't do running, we hate running. But I have to run now a lot, at least in my terms. And so what I actually started to do is in my training and during the run, I started to smile. So I forced myself to smile. on purpose during the run, because your facial muscles, or my facial muscle at that time, sent feedback to my brain via the facial nerve. And even if it's just a fake smile, it tells my brain, oh, hey, we're good, we're enjoying that. And the brain actually then responds with a little hit of dopamine and serotonin, and it's been mood lifting and performance enhancing and boosting neurochemicals. And that's actually what is called the facial feedback hypothesis. And yes, actually, it's real science. So it's really happening. It's not just my imagination. But I have to tell you, the run still feels so hard, even if I'm smiling. So I don't want to imagine how hard it must be if I'm not smiling. So I don't want to try that. So I keep on smiling. So here's what you can actually do in your life, the same as I've done probably with my I hate running. So yeah, I got to run and my fake smile. So first, notice the stressed language you are using all the time, and then try to reframe it into something positive and something supportive. And then use your body actually as well. Use your posture, your breath, or even smile like me to help your brain get the memo. And you don't need to be fake, but you just need to be intentional. So as said, these things really work. So what we think actually wires our brain to react, and the brain to react, and then from the brain, the body to react. So that's why we want to be intentional of how we talk to ourselves and what we do during our everyday life. So, for example, the same with positive affirmations. Once I was climbing up a mountain with my road bike, and we had a guide beside us, and he told me, oh yeah, you know, with the little kids, I train them and I coach them. I always tell them when they go up the Psychobusy and that mountain, I always tell them, just say to yourself, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I can do hard stuff. And say that all the time climbing up that mountain. And actually I thought, oh yeah, I'm doing that too. So Psychobusy is part of the Cape Town cycling tour. So every time we are doing that, and when I'm climbing, because it's the last climb of the tour, I'm saying that to myself. And yeah, it helps. So please think about the areas in your life that can do with a little bit of improvement of your brain and your thought language, and think about how to rewire your brain, how to rephrase your thoughts as well, because it does matter. And let's zoom out for a little bit and talk about the longevity part as well, as I said before in the intro, because chronic negative self-talk equals chronic stress. As I said before, our brain hears danger. Our brain gets the stress response when we say, oh my God, this project is killing me. And if we are in chronic stress, it's not just annoying actually, but it actually accelerates aging. So a 2004 study in PNAS found that high perceived stress was linked to shorter telomeres. And telomeres actually, they are the protective caps at the end of our DNA. And shorter telomeres are actually faster biological aging. So in other words, your language drives stress. Stress impacts your biology, and your biology determines your longevity. So when I say this isn't just about mindset, it's about lifespan and health span, I mean it. So what does that mean for you now? Towards the end of the episode, I want to talk about your assignment. And yes, it's doable today. First, pick one negative phrase you say often. Maybe I'm drowning in work. Then reframe it. For example, try, I've got a lot on, but I know how to handle it because I've done it in the past, or something like that. And the third thing, smile the next time something feels hard, because your brain will believe you. And you're not delusional, but you're being strategic if you do that. And this isn't about toxic positivity, but it's evidence-based self-leadership. So it really helps to make our life better, and probably the life of those around us as well, when we smile at them rather than saying, oh, shit, that's exhausting. So they get a little benefit of you doing that as well. So if this episode helped you, please do me a favor, subscribe to this podcast, like this episode, share it with a friend who's too busy to meditate for 2 hours and his project is killing him or her as well. So please share this episode to reframe for them as well. And tell me in the comments what you're reframing this week. I want to hear actually what shifts for you. And that's it for today. And I'll see you in the next one. And until then, tell your brain something good. It's listening.